Hello and welcome to my first ever attempt at a build video. I go by Spox in game. Spock Experiment 2 is the name of this character. This is a cast while channeling, rippling thoughts, charged dash, Bladefall character. So this idea came to me and apparently has come to other people since Lifting Nerd Bro was talking about it the other day. Because I was playing with Charged Dash and I really liked it, and I was like, this is channeled. I wish I could just link a spell to this and have the spell hit before I get there, and yeah. So the idea is to scale the actual Charged Dash as well as to scale Bladefall, and then you also are scaling the Storm Cascade skill, which is this lovely thing that shoots out when you make an attack. So it's really handy. I don't really have very good gear yet. I wanted to wait to make this video until I had much better gear because I wanted to show attempts at like Guardians and Shaper, but since Lifting Nerd Bro is talking about doing one now, I feel like I have to beat him to the punch so he doesn't look more original than I am. Right now my gear is pretty low level. The only thing that I have that's expensive is the Rippling Thoughts. Other than that, I've got Ming's Heart, which I found through Yanni's invitation. I think I paid 3 or 4 chaos for. Everything else is stuff that I either found. I think I paid 2 chaos for these boots. Winter Heart I bought for a few chaos earlier on. I just really like that Cannot Be Chilled for leveling. Everything else is really just junk. It's really basic stuff. I think the total budget, if you don't count Rippling Thoughts, which I paid like 60 chaos for, is probably in the like 10 to 20 chaos range. It's really low. So let me kind of show you how this works. So Rippling Thoughts gives you this little happy guy that follows you around and casts Arcane Surge on you, which is nice, but more importantly it gives you this spell that casts when you move. So let me grab a map here real quick. Let's just do Ashenwood. I don't want to do anything terribly difficult because, like I said, the build is really not done, but I can kind of show you how quickly it can tear through some of these mid-tier maps, which is my favorite thing about it so far. I'm just going to zip through this real quick. Away. So the beautiful thing here is moving kills things. That is super handy. For most fight packs, you can just Glowing Blades right at them and die. For rares, actually figure Bladefall with cast while channeling. But as you can see, the clear speed is pretty great, especially considering I'm not even close to done with this build. Some of the things that I need to get are like a Carcass Jack. I think that's going to bring my damage way up. The 6 link especially, this is kind of a link constrained build. I feel like I'm kind of maxed out on my 5 link where I want more damage support, but I can't have them. So there's going to be some improvement in that area. So Storm Cascade actually does a ton of damage, and my understanding is that it's a mix of elemental and physical. So since we're scaling, all of the scaling on this character is good. So if we're scaling Fizz, we end up with really good damage out of that Storm Cascade, which is basically free. I mean, you don't have to think about casting it, it just casts itself all the time. Stop looting for this video. So we get all these freebie spells that do quite a bit. I've actually realized that I could be scaling cold here and still probably getting good value out of that because I am using Hatred and Herald of Ice. I found that Herald of Ash works reasonably well, but I think Ice is a little bit better. It picks up stragglers, which is really handy, although Ash does as well, not quite as well. And it gives me this really nice friendly charge generation. It's not super reliable. I kind of think of it as a bonus right now. But it is better than that.
A moment of your time.
And the boss here. The single target damage started out a little bit sketchy, but it seems to be getting better and better as I get more gem levels, which I really am happy to see because, as everyone knows, boss's life got buffed so much that boss killing is now like a major challenge for those that don't have good single target. Where the heck is this boss? So just cruising around, killing stuff. Notice I leave a lot of stragglers behind. One of the downsides of this build so far is that it does leave stragglers. I think Carcass Jack would help a lot with that by just giving me that little bit of extra area so that I'm picking more of them up. Switching back to Ash might help with that, potentially. I'm not sure whether it would. There we go. Alright. Throw down my ball lightning trap. Then, if you don't feel safe going in, one of the nice things about this build is that you can just camp. You can just sit as far away as you want and just let the ball. It's not very tanky right now. Obviously, I have 4,000 life, which is, you know, not enough for basically anything beyond tier 7 or 8 maps. But it does survive pretty well. I've got the life leech on ball pack from the belt, 3 on communication, and so there you go. The single target's pretty good, and it actually benefits from having that Harbinger pack around. I think the single target will continue to get better. I currently have increased critical linked here in my blue socket. This could be conk effect. I think it might be a small upgrade in damage for a single target, but I don't think it's worth it on the 5 link. For the 6 link, I think it definitely could be. So I'll go back to my hideout and kind of show you the build overall here. So I'm going with an assassin here. I finished my Merciless Lab, which, by the way, was surprisingly easy. Azaro kind of dies like a bitch to this build. I don't know exactly why that is. It seems weirdly easy compared to the other builds I've done Merc Lab on so far. But I started with Ambush, picked up Unstable Infusion once I was getting in my Cruel Lab, and then this is the Merciless Lab point that I got. Once I get Uber, I'm going to go for Assassinate. I do think Deadly Infusion is a little better for a Merciless Lab point here. The extra power charge actually is nice. The plus 2% at max power charges adds up pretty big time. You notice a difference in the gameplay. Most of the build here is just scaling Fizz. So scale Fizz, scale Fizz, scale Fizz all the way through here. Get some life. I've got some crit here. Scaling Fizz, more life. It's really not a point intensive build. It starts working pretty much here. You can run this as soon as you're able to run Castball Channeling and Bladefall, and you can level to that point using whatever, and then charge dash at the level that becomes available. It just continually works all the way through the game. There's no down period where you're like, oh, my damage sucks. Scaling Fizz, power charges up here, and yeah, it's pretty easy. Ball packed. The challenge that I've got right now that I really want to try to figure out is how to get some more life, because right now I just don't have enough life. I really need more. So I'm looking at potentially trying to push down into the life nodes down here by rearranging some things on the tree. I don't like how long of a trip that is, and there's really not a whole lot that I can get in the path down that I really like. But yeah, more to come. Hopefully I'm going to try to start doing more of these build videos. This has kind of been fun. Thanks for watching, and Lifting Nerd Bro, I beat you to it. So now you're trying my build, bro.